right, we're going to do a little Justin Bieber analysis, raw segment, Pop Trigger style. So no 5 words or less. There's not going to be any edits. We're just going to talk openly about his behavior. Okay. And what's interesting, before we started taping with Greg Grunberg, actor Greg Grunberg, everybody. Yeah, Heroes, Alias, Felicity.
Yes,
that's okay, you should.
Yeah.
Celebrate.
I agree.
Self-love.
Self-love, we're all about self-love. And here's the thing. We were talking about, before we started shooting the show, that Justin Bieber, you know, we've talked about a number of the different incidents with his neighbor, about him speeding very recklessly in his neighborhood. I mean, this is a neighborhood that's gated. There's kids that are playing out in the street. There's animals. So not only has he been speeding recklessly, but he also went over to his neighbor's house, we reported, where when the neighbor came up to him and said, hey, you know, will you slow it down? Justin Bieber spit on him. And then there's this new report just over the weekend that Justin Bieber, was egging this neighbor. Now, lo and behold, Greg Grunberg is dear friends with this neighbor. So I wanted to just talk to you about...
and not dear friends like, well, we both live in that community. This is, by the way, behind double gates. Couldn't be more secure. There's this, like, you know, billionaire here and famous football player here and whatever. And, you know, this is the way I look at, let me just address the Justin Bieber thing. I think it's, when I first saw Justin Bieber, the guy is so incredibly talented.
Yes.
Seemed like such a great kid, great parents, like all of it. And you were kind of going, as a parent myself, kind of going, please don't blow it. Yeah. Like, you're getting every opportunity you want. And you know, it's a God-given talent what he's got. He's incredibly talented. Yeah. So now he's got everything, and he's not living at home, and I think he's just living out the life of being a teenager. But hopefully, drugs or something won't take it to the next level where it becomes dangerous.
Right.
Okay?
So you think right now he's just rebelling?
I think he's just rebelling and having a good time and doing stupid things. I really do. And pushing the envelope and seeing how much attention he can get. But at a certain point, if somebody pushes back, and then I don't want him, you know, I don't know if he has a gun. I don't know what. I'm just saying it's just like, don't take it to the next level.
Right.
Like, it's okay, then we'll forgive you and you move on and just be as brilliant as you've always been.
So you don't think he's been to that, he's definitely not at that limit yet. He's just him being a 19-year-old kid that's surrounded with a lot of money, a lot of yes people, a lot of fame. But what about your friend, this neighbor, though? Is he ticked off or what?
Well, like,
this is the truth, people.
Yeah, this is you know, knowing.
I'm so excited. Before we get into it, I'm really excited to hear this.
Pop Trigger exclusive.
Pop Trigger exclusive.
Yes.
No, I just wanted to speak on behalf of none of this is firsthand. This is only from my good friend who I've known since high school. He's a great guy, a great father. He's got a great family. They're just a normal family, you know, and they live in an amazing area, whatever, but they share a wall with Justin Bieber.
Wow.
And you know, to know Jeff, and I just know that he's doing the right thing. And he's not a prude guy. He's not like somebody who would look for trouble and, you know, constantly be looking at his window and worrying. And I'm sure, has let a bunch of things slide. So this time, and I tried to get him to call in here, I've tried to get him to call in on call, and he's not allowed to talk about this thing. But this time, the throwing of the egg situation, I mean, I heard a tape that was made by one of his neighbors that night as it was happening, and Jeff was yelling, "I can see you."
So seeing Justin Bieber.
He's throwing the eggs and he's yelling at Justin, "I can see you," and you hear Justin yell back, you know, "F you, blah, blah, whatever."
Why was Justin throwing the eggs, just to be...
I don't know, but I guarantee you he wasn't provoked. I guarantee you it was just like, okay, this is gonna be fun, let's throw some eggs. And it's an innocent, in his mind, an innocent thing, but it's escalated. Right. You know when you've got that neighbor across the street, if you just went over and went, "Dude, what's going on, come on." And I think Jeff has tried to do that. I guarantee you, that's the type of person he is. And again, I'm not talking, he hasn't said to me, "Look, this is what's exactly happened," but I'm here to say, he's a great guy.
I'm so happy you're saying that, because when we talked about the spinning situation prior with the neighbor, we got, of course, a number of people write in saying, "Gosh, that's so foul. Spinning is the worst thing that you can do. How dare he?" And then, of course, we got some Justin Bieber supporters saying, "Oh, but how do you know that this neighbor isn't just an opportunist?" So I'm so glad that we get to hear the other side of it, that this neighbor is a neighbor. He's a good guy. He's a father. And at the end of the day, if someone is speeding in your neighborhood and you have kids or you have animals, it's your job to go out there and be like, "Hey man, can you not go 120 miles per hour in our neighborhood?" And then hope to not get spit on.
I have to say though, I don't understand how he's controlled himself. Again, I have 3 boys. I have a 10-year-old, 14, and 17-year-old. If this happened in my neighborhood, with my neighbor, Justin Bieber would be singing like this. I swear to God, he'd be like singing with a huge black eye.
Yeah.
I would kick the shit out of Justin Bieber. And Jeff hasn't, and he's trying, I'm sure, trying to do the right thing.
That's something someone needs to do. That's the thing that hasn't happened yet. Like, if you're a normal person, you understand that if I do certain things, someone's just gonna punch me in the face.
Right.
So you learn to get around that. But with Justin Bieber, it's like I can't punch him in the face as much as I really want to, and I think someone needs to do it. If it's Keyshawn, because I heard Keyshawn Johnson basically talking to a TMZ guy being like, I'm a really fun, happy guy, but Justin Bieber's going way too fast in this neighborhood.
So even Keyshawn Johnson's upset. Even the professional football player.
The tape that I heard was on Instagram. My son and Keyshawn's son, Keyshawn Jr., are friends, and they go to school together. And he heard that tape, and my son Ben played it for me, and he's like, "Oh my God, this is crazy! Listen, you can hear Justin yelling."
This is amazing.
It was crazy.
Final thoughts, Bree?
What was I going to say? I was going to say something. I forgot.
Well, I'll say that Justin Bieber, again, you're talented. I understand the fact that you are surrounded by yes people, and I think you hit the nail on the head and you hit the nail on the head that nobody's put him in his place. I'm not saying that there should be violence and someone should beat you down, but I wish that he was surrounded by more people that would say, you can't act like this. This is douchey behavior. Well, yeah. This isn't okay.
Well,
okay, that is what I was going to say. To all the people that are defending Justin Bieber, we don't want to talk about all the things that he screws up. We want to like talk about how talented people are. But when someone acts like a douchebag, we're going to call them out on being a douchebag.
I think this is going to play out the way it should. If you want to see something happen, this is the time it's going to happen.
Ooh.
Jeff told me he can't talk about it.
Yeah.
And the only reason why you can't talk about it is when they're prosecuting to the to the
as
ends
they
of the
should,
law.
and maybe he'll learn. Amen. I think he needs to be held accountable for his actions, and I think at the end of the day, it'll make him a better person.
Plus, it's not fair that you live in like this gated community and you're supposed to have like the piece that you pay for essentially, and he's not getting it. Like the neighbor's not getting it, and that's not fair.
That's a great point.
Yeah, but in Justin's defense, he's not getting it either. I mean, there was another thing, a friend of my son's, Justin was on with the actress.
Oh, the Segway. We talked about it.
Yeah,
we talked about it.
He rides by, and he was videotaping. And Ben was like, can you believe he said, you effing piece of shit, stop taping me? And I was like, you know what? I side with Bieber on that.
Okay, see, I like that.
He's behind double gates, and he wants to just go around with this girl on Segways. Really? Even behind double gates, he can't do that?
See, I like that you put things into perspective right then and there by, you just showed all of us that you're not siding with someone because you know them or they're your friend. You side with people for the right reasons. Again, you just sided with Bieber because you believe that's the right reason. Just like you're siding with your friend the neighbor because you believe that he's been unfairly attacked.
Yeah.
No joke. Okay, so Greg Grunberg, everybody. We got that good exclusive, and please, everybody, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below about what we just discussed in regard to Justin Bieber, and we'll see you all next time on Pop Sugar.